to create another one.
Okay, if I put another name of my key here, it will add.
Yes, it
But
will
if
add.
I put an existing name,
Yes,
it will update it.
exactly. So this is our next class. In our previous class, we discussed about sets, and we say set is a unique collection of data. Yes, doesn't repeat data. So now we jump into dictionary, which is the last but not the least of data structure in Python. These are the four fundamental data structure of Python that's computing. So we have also this dictionary, we usually call it mapping. So dictionary is a type of basket that used to store item in a different way. We know that in a list is something like this. Maybe let's do it just like a file. So you have something like this. Example. So what we usually do in a list, we just used to drop some item here inside where we put items. This is the example of how list structure data. So if I put one in the first and put one and this one in the last, this is exactly how I'm going to see them. That's what we call the list is ordered. But in a dictionary, it's not. And there is something I forget to mention. And also, each of these files that we put inside this one, they also have a position. Maybe this one has a position of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's what we call what? Index. But in Python, we usually, the first one is going to usually start with 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So, but in a dictionary, that is why we call it mapping. It's a very, very and the most fastest way to retrieve data. It has, when it comes to storing data, if you want to store something in a dictionary basket, you have to store it in a two, you have to put two things as a one thing. For example, just like you have an item and you want to store this item. So this item is going to contain two things. Number one is key, and then number two is value. This key is what we use to retrieve the value, to access the value using the key. You understand? So that is why we usually call it a mapping. Just like you map this key to this value. So if I want to store this item inside the dictionary, then I have to create the key and the value.
The key, is it like an ID?
Yes, it's just like an ID exactly, where you have to use it to retrieve the value. So now, for us to create a dictionary is very simple. If you're going to put item inside this, it's going to be what has key and value. So let's say I'm going to store a person age. If I want to store an age, then I have to say age. This is the key. Then colon 27. This is the value. So this one has now become an item. So I can put them inside this inside dictionary. Do you understand? So now let's see how are we going to create a dictionary. So this is how you create a dictionary. Let's say I'm going to create a dictionary of.
You put it inside in a string method.
Hmm?
Why did you put it in a string method?
Yes, I put it in a string because key has to be in a string. You can't just write it like a variable name. You have to put it in a string.
This one, you just register it h equals to 27.
Yes, you can't do something like age equals to 27. No, you have to put in a string. So when it comes to creating a dictionary, let's say you're going to store the ages of people. Then we say ages, then it's equal to, then you open square curly bracket. So in every age you're going to put, in every age, let's say we're going to use the name of the person. Then number one, you can say maybe Ali, colon, then 23, comma, then like Musa, string, colon, 27. So one thing you have to know about dictionary is also unordered. It's not ordered. You understand?
Yes.
It's completely unordered. That is why we usually call it mapping. So now I map Ali to 23 and I map Musa to 27. Do you understand?
Okay. Any edge has an ID.
Yes.
It's an ID, and this is the variable, the container of the
Exactly.
edges.
This is the container and these are the edges. And every single edge have what? Key and value. Key and value. What am I explaining? Okay, anyway, let's continue. So this is how you put items inside dictionary. So we know that in every basket you're going to learn in Python, these are the things you're going to focus on. How can we create the basket? After we create the basket, how can we add something to it? How can we remove something into existing element into it? How can we update the existing element? And what? How can we read the element inside it? Do you understand? So these are the things we're going to focus on in every data structure we're going to learn or, or, or I say collection. So now this is how we create what? A dictionary. You give it a name. This is the name of the basket dictionary ages. Then it's equal to, then you put square bracket. In every item, you have to put what? Key, and then value. And the key has to be in what? In string. Yes, it has to be in string. Then just put it straight. And now, how are we going to add element to it? So adding element is very simple. You just have to say ages. This is your dictionary. Then you say dot. No, this is not how it gets done. So every key has to be unique inside a dictionary. Did I mention that? Okay, so every key, get this back in your mind that every key in dictionary has to be unique. Now I have Ali, so I will never have another Ali again. Even if I have another Ali, then it's going to replace this one, or this one is going to replace it. I will never, it's not going to contain two. It's the same thing with set. The set is unique. So also this key is also unique, but the value can be multiple. So I can put 23 here, I can have 23 here again. But the keys, no. Do you understand? Yes. So how can we add add element to it? So we're going to have it create a new key. Now we only have Ali and Musa. So what if now I set Zainab? So this is a new key. We don't have Zainab here. So since it's a new key, then I'm going to give it a value. Let's say 43.
Okay, you cannot add the value inside.
Hmm?
Inside the angular bracket, you cannot put the
No, you just put equal to 43. So now I say ages, my basket, then I put a new key and I give it a value. So this is how I add element. And this one is going to be added to the what? To the dictionary. And I think there is methods we are going to use, but I can't remember the method. When you go back to practical, you're going to see it. So this is how we're going to add elements. So now how can we remove elements? We can also use pop. You can say ages dot pop, then you put the key. Maybe for example you say yes Ali, then it's going to remove Ali.
You are going to use only the key.
Yes, only the key. But we have another way which is called ages dot pop item. When you say ages dot pop item, this one you don't need to give it a key. You just call it ages dot pop item. Do you understand? Yes, it will going to just remove it. You're going to remove whatever comes the last, or I say randomly.
Like in a set set, we used to remove randomly.
Yes, you can look at it that way. Just remove anyone that come. Do you understand? So this is ages.pop item. You don't have to give it a value argument, just pop up randomly. So now we see how we remove, right? So let's see how are we going to update.
But can we use edges dot remove
Dot remove? No. Yes.
Okay, so
that one only work for list and set.
Okay.
So now we're going to have something like, but I can forget. When we go back to practical, I will check and see. So now we're going to update an element. So now we already have Ali, we have Musa, but here we remove Ali, right? So let's focus on Musa. Now I'm going to say, then I'm going to put an existing key, which is, you see this one is a new key, but here I'm going to put an existing one. I'm going to say Musa. Then I say it's equals to 30. So now since I did that, I already have key Musa in my dictionary. So it's not going to create another one.
Okay, if I put another name of a key here, it will add.
Yes, it
But
will
if
add.
I put an existing name,
Yes,
it will update it.
exactly. If you put a new name, it's going to add. It's going to, if you put an existing one, it's going to update.
Update and add, all are the same.
Yes, they are also the same. But the main difference, new key, existing key. So this is how you're going to update element. So now how are we going to read it? Very simple. When you just say print, you say print, then you call the name of the, you call the dictionary, this one to just print the whole dictionary, or you can just say print, and to look for a specific element you just say print ages, then you put square bracket and you put the key. Let's say I want to see Zainab, then I put Zainab. Then this one is going to show me the value of Zainab. I'm going to see 43. Do you understand? So this is how we create dictionary, add dictionary, and add value to it, remove value to it, update it, and also read the value. So we have other methods we can perform, like count how many keys do I have, count how many values do I have, what value, and so on and so forth. But these are the most important ones for you to know: how to create the basket, how to put something into the basket, how to remove something from the basket, how to update what you already have in the basket, and how to look for specific element in the basket.
Am I going to use, like, if I want to read Ali and Zainab, like the way you put it here, I'll just add Ali here?
Yes, put comma and
Okay,
call something like this one, put Ali.
Okay, inside the Zainab bar?
Yes. So if there is no question, I think let's go and do the practical part. So in today's video, we're going to learn about dictionary. This is the practical part of the dictionary. Since we're done with the theoretical part, now we're going to do the practical aspect. So let's go back and open our folder called test, where we do our practical session. Let me delete all of this. So like I said, and then we need to open begin identify. What matter is just these proteins. When you come to, so now we are at the part one, which is dictionary. So what matter is what? How to create, adding, removing, updating, and reading. The rest are just fancy method to do some stuff with it. So now yes, let me remove all this. We will figure out what dictionary. So how can we create dictionary, which is the first one? So like I say, up to now, the topic we are in is collection/data structure, and this is the last one. We're done with it. In our next class, we're going to start doing the Python operators. So now, how can we create a dictionary? Like I said, we're going to create a dictionary of people, ages, and dictionary of ages of people. And the key is going to be their name, while the value is their age. So I'm going to say ages, then it's equal to, then I put curly brackets. Then I have to put is the key, which has to be in a string. Then I put string, and I say maybe put Ali, then I put colon, then I put colon, then I put the value, say 23. Then this is a single item inside a dictionary. So this is the key, the thing that I'm going to use to look for this value. Then maybe we have another one. Let me put nil, then colon to 60, comma, then we put Zainab, colon, we put 24. So now this is the second element and this is the fourth one. And like I said, dictionary, this key has to be unique. You can't put two key the same two key. Each one of them has to be unique. So now we're going to say ages index. So sorry, I said index, not it's not an index. We have to put a value. Sorry, the key. If I want to access Ali or something like that, I have to put its value. So now we're going to see. Now we learn how to create a dictionary. This is how you create a dictionary. Give it a name, square and curly brackets. Then each value has to be what? Key and value. So now we're going to see how are we going to add value to it. So for that, every changes we made, let's print and see. Print is. So if I run now, I'm going to see something like this. You see, this is the dictionary, the whole of it. So now let's make some changes. Say ages, then index. And so I keep saying index. No, then I put a new value. So let me just say team. Then it's equal to, and I set 35. So age is team equal to 35. So this, since is a new key, we don't have anything inside. So it's just like I'm adding the element into the dictionary, the basket dictionary. So I'm just adding element into it. So if I set element, I mean item. So as you can see, now I have team in one of my items. This is how we add things to dictionary. Then let me check for the methods if we have anyone that will. So I don't think we have it. There is no any method I see call add or update. No. So I don't think we have method for adding. So we can just use the create the new key, then it is value. So now moving on, now let's see how are we going to remove values to this. Say ages. Let me remove Zainab. Then I will say dot pop. Then give it the key. Then I'm going to say Zainab. So something like if I run it now, I'm not going to see Zainab inside my dictionary. You see, we don't have Zainab anymore because we remove it. And if I call ages dot pop item, which is the second one, this pop item, it doesn't take any key, it doesn't take any key. It's just going to pop up whichever one come last. So when I run it, you see, now we don't have which one comes. We don't have team. This is the two way we're going to remove element into the dictionary. Then how about updating? So the way you add element is the same thing the way you update it. So now inside our dictionary you only have Ali and Amir. So let me update Ali. And I'm going to say ages. Then we set Ali. After you write the key, which is Ali, as you can see, we already know that it is 23. So now let's make it to 100. Let's say become 100. So now if I run it, you're going to see Ali change from 23 to 100. This is how we update. So the way you update is the same thing the way you add. The difference is that the add you put a new key, while update you put an existing key. So then how about reading? It's the same thing. You just call say ages, then you put the key of that element you want to read. Say ages square bracket Ali. So you see now I see the value of Ali, which is 100. If I put Amir, then I'm going to see its value, which is 60. See? So this is it all about dictionary, but like I said, there is other methods, but these are the most important one for you to know how to. You create a basket, you know how to put some stuff into the basket, you know how to remove, you know how to update what you already have in the basket, and also read specific value in the basket. So if you want to do something like maybe you wonder what is age.clear, it's going to wipe out all the value inside. What is age.update? Yes, it just will do what it says. Then values, and that value is going to give you a list of all the values you have inside the dictionary. So you can go and try it out on your own and see. When you call it, make sure you print it to see what it's going to give you. Ages, then you say dot value, then at the end you put open and close parentheses. That's what we call a method. So each one of them you call, you have to put open and close parentheses at the end. Then you print it, you're going to see what is going to give you at the output. So you can comment the output in the comment section below. So see you in our next class.